The country we live in is what we call a MEDC country, which stands for Most Economic Development Country. It means that we live in a society with advanced medical care and education possibilities to everyone. But the world is bigger than just small Denmark. Not all countries are MEDC countries. There are countries in Africa, South America, and Asia where people are still living in poverty and without any possibility of job and education, or also healthcare. These countries are called LDC countries, which stands for Less Economic Development Countries. In our project, we want to show you another perspective of our world and try to understand why there are still people living in poverty, and try to gain knowledge about how we can make an LDC country to a MEDC country.
A MEDC country is a country who has a high HDI Human Development Index, a good per capita, and a high GDP, gross domestic product, and a high standard of living. MEDC countries are the countries in Western Europe, North America, Australia, Japan, and South Korea. MEDC countries is very advanced and healthy countries with a high income, and where most of their income is based on their service sector. MEDC countries have high education, healthcare, paid healthcare in most countries, clean water in most of the countries.
In the world today, FN has made those 17 world goals, where goal number 1 is no poverty. And one of the ways that we can change the life in a LEDC country is by following the UN World Goals. The UN World Goals are mostly based on making the world a better place for people who are living in a LEDC country, or just to prevent climate change. The first UN World Goal is to extinct poverty. By 2030 is the goal that nobody in the world would be living in extreme poverty. By working together all around the globe is the best way we have to end LEDC countries and make them MEDC.
In the world today, all countries are divided into two groups, the MEDC countries and the LDC countries. All the LDC countries are those countries with a poor economic society where a lot of people live under dangerous and bad conditions. The reason of a country could be poor is when the people don't pay tax to the government, when people is getting an unfair salary, no water, and no electricity. All these factors are the definition of an LDC country.
But from an MEDC country to a LEDC country, let's look at Nepal. We have interviewed 2 teachers from Nepal and asked them about both the education system but also the living standards in Nepal. You can find the podcast in our sources. Here's a short version of it.
Some people are rich, some are very poor. It's too difficult to come to visit another countries.
So people doesn't really travel in Nepal.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. What happens then if people get sick?
If people get sick, they go to hospital and pay the
price
fees.
that they
Yeah,
have to.
tax. Yeah.
But isn't that sometimes very expensive, Doesn't
Oh,
that
yeah,
cost?
yeah.
But what does people do if they can't pay?
If they couldn't pay, they will die.
Okay. Yeah.
Our solution to the problem is that we stabilize all the countries in the world, so all the countries are more equal, have more healthcare, clean water, and give better education. To do that, we have come with an idea where the richest countries pay a form of tax to help the countries in need. If we do that, it will be easier to stabilize the countries and finish the number 1 UN World Goal, which is no poverty.